Sagittarius, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it. Happy day, happy new week. While we are on the precipice of a new week, well, not this yet. We're just coming off of a full moon in Libra. Venus and Mercury just went direct. They were in retrograde for about a month and a half. And it's really highlighted relationships, partnership dynamics, things that need attention, things that need a little bit of love, TLC, etc. And it's also bringing up a lot of tension, a lot of resistance. We're seeing this cluster of planets in Pisces. It's starting to kind of sort itself out a little bit this week. We're seeing more planets move back into Aries, etc. But there still is this value of heightened motion, heightened feeling, heightened triggering, etc. And we really have to be mindful about how we move through this process, because a lot of it is unlearning bad patterns, bad attractions, right? Like people, places, and things that we attract into our life that really aren't serving our highest and best, especially in those spaces where we're seeing a lot of tension, a lot of resistance, a lot of refusal to work together. It's this need to be honest with self, which is not always easy, especially if they are relationships dynamics that are important to us or that have been around in our life for a long period of time, etc. Be really gentle, be really tender with yourself through this process. We're starting to see a little bit more clarity, whether we like it or not, and it's giving us the opportunity to empower self. That's what Aries season is all about. We do move into Taurus season this week, at the end of this week. So it's forcing us to deal with, it's forcing us to handle, contend with what is right in front of us and kind of make the best of what we have. Aries season, we get empowered, we have ideas, inspirations, and then Taurus is all about, okay, well, how are you going to make it a reality? How are you going to bring it into reality? So that's why I like to start off with these energy cleansings, just kind of set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out some of that block limitation we might be coming into. It's also a really good time to set your own intention, especially if you have something on your heart, on your mind, Sagittarius, that you would like Spirit to deliver messages to around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It's an awesome way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing, wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, etc., or if you're just looking for a realignment of self, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we feel grounded in self, when we are knowing who we are and what we want, we're being more mindful and that therefore making changes that actually bring us happiness and fulfillment, which we totally all deserve, right? We deserve to be happy in this life. That's what this is all about. So if you are interested in my services, definitely hit me up. I would be honored, love to help support in whatever way possible. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, Sagittarius, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. All right, Sagittarius, let's get into it. So definitely a lot of activity in the astrology, both tension and support. There's actually a lot of support. We have more support than maybe what even we understand or realize, because unfortunately the tension is kind of clouding over the places that we are getting that support where it's coming in. You feel what I was feeling from you is your energy is hopeful. You're hopeful, but you're tired. You're tired as well. 100%. Gentleness comes out. So this value of really like being kind to yourself, being gentle with yourself, we have to make sure right now that we're not trying to push things ahead too quickly, i.e. there's been a lot of tension to Mars, specifically with Pluto and Black Moon Lilith and Chiron, which is basically like, if, you know, it's that proverbial, like, if we don't learn the lesson, we're going to find ourselves right back into it. And even though we might like topically understand, there are some deeper things that are being called to us, right? Maybe to simplify, to find places where things don't have to be so complicated, or you don't have to be doing so many things to quote unquote succeed. I feel like you're kind of coming from this place, Sagittarius, where you have had to rely on your feelings around a situation. It's not necessarily what it looked like topically. Like, I feel like you had to really trust your instincts around something and find places where there has been reciprocity. And here's the thing, that's slim pickings right now. It's not, we're not finding an abundance of people who are just like, you know, wanting to, you know, step in, help out, be a friend, blah, blah, blah. There's not a lot of reciprocity going. Well, here's the thing. It is there for us, but it's not in the most apparent places, right? It's not the things that we think it's going to be. And it's actually kind of making it feel a little humbling, right? Like maybe you're having to ask for or seek out help from people, from situations that really you didn't want to. Because it does look like some egos involved. I feel like maybe your ego got a hit recently and you're kind of in this space where it's like you had your intuition, you had your senses, and you're disappointed that you didn't listen to yourself. But this is exactly why there's this value of decluttering showing up in your overarching energy this week, Sagittarius. It's all about like simplifying your mind, so to speak, quieting your mind, quieting your heart, quieting your soul, so you can actually hear yourself, so you can actually understand why you are feeling the way you're feeling. Connecting the dots is what I'm hearing. But unfortunately, like, no shade to you, you're just, your ego's getting in the way. Again, I say that in all the love with non-judgment. Fire signs have a really easy ability to kind of like really need that ego validation, because it's our interpretation of what success is, or how we believe that people look at us, what our measure of success is against the world. And you're a really strong person. You're a really strong sign. You're all about expansion and abundance and bigger and better and more. And I love that about Sagittarian energy. It always just feels like endless potential, endless possibilities. However, we also need to know when to wrangle it in, right? When to slow it down a little bit. And you've had to do that. Are you learning your lesson? I don't know. That's where I'm a little concerned that ego is getting in the way. I feel like there is a level of humility that you are expressing this week. At the same time, I'm not sure that you're like attending to yourself is what I'm hearing. Like, are you taking care of you? Yes, there's things that you do have to put into action, that you do have to put into play. And maybe whatever's happening right now is conflicting with your plans, conflicting with how you want things to go. But I do feel like there is this need to slow down a little bit. There's something about this that, like, I don't know, something about you that's keeping you away from making a certain choice, a certain decision that might actually be a little bit more helpful for you. For some reason, you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it because I think you're afraid of what you'll find out, or I feel like you're you know what you're going to find out and you just don't want to go there. That's kind of what it feels like. Like maybe you're sensing a lot. Your intuition is like kind of telling you a lot. Again, like maybe you're having to take help, to take assistance from someone, something that's really just not your vibe, not really your interest. I don't know that I necessarily feel like that's a bad thing. sometimes we just have to eliminate the emotion out of it. And that's kind of what's happening right now in the astrology, right? That cluster of planets, it's Venus, it's the North Node, it's Saturn, it's Mercury, and Neptune is not far behind. So it's really like we have to do the work. We have to be willing to listen to our intuition, listen to our gut instincts, do the work accordingly. And yeah, it kind of sucks. There are parts of it that really suck, that feel a little annoying, or we don't want to see it. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to deal with it. But it's like better to deal with it now than, 100%, than to like sweep it under the rug. I think there might be a little bit of something that's manifesting this week that might be a little bit of an ego hit, or something that you're not necessarily expecting to come up. It is shifting the dynamic. It's readjusting things for you. Yeah, but it's giving you a newfound sense of creativity. Like, I feel like whatever this is, wherever you might be finding blocks, resistance, even though some of the ways that these things are ending, partnership, Libra energy comes out, it's ending in a way for you to better align with people who actually resonate and vibe with you. People who are actually showing up in this dynamic with a sincere heart, mind, soul. Yeah, maybe, whatever. We all want people to like us. We all don't want to be rejected, that whole nugget. But life really is the most successful. Like when we are connected with people, with situations that are really working in reciprocity, that are help supporting the long-term goal and not necessarily creating a lot of ego, drama, etc. And you want that to change in your own life. Maybe there's this part of you that like needs to see some harder stuff of like where you need to take your time a little bit more, Sagittarius. This Leo element has been popping out for a lot of different signs. And Leo really is that value of like putting ourselves front and center. We have to know where we need to do that, but also where that can lead to our detriment in certain situations. And I feel like there's a lot of clarity coming in around that. It's like how you feel around yourself and then what you're kind of attracting in your partners, in your relationships. And it feels like that's the thing that's shifting. Maybe you thought or misinterpreted some things. You thought things were a little bit different. But like I said, this is a good rerouting. It might feel a little bit uncomfortable. It is forcing you to simplify. I think good things are coming of this. It's just a little bit of a wake-up call. It's unexpected is what I want to say. It's not out of left field, but it's unexpected. And it's forcing you to feel a little humbled in the process. Not good, bad, right, or wrong. Your ego is going to save you. I do feel that, no shade. But it is kind of like that's why our ego is there to self-protect. And I think that this blip in the road has really been able to come out and show places where there has been a lot of inconsistencies or disconnects or things that you would have done differently had you known. Now you know, now it's time to do it different. All right, Sagittarius, thank you so much for your time, energy always. I super appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope you found messages that resonate here for you. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear, or just say, hey, share in a little love, little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support that you bring to the channel. Know that I'm sending it back your way.